Hello everyone, welcome back to our news channel. Today we are going to dive into two very important news topics, one about global cooperation and other about India's incredible achievements in space exploration. All right, so sit back and relax and let's dive into these two important news. Our first story takes us to a region that you'll hear about a lot in the coming years, the Indo Pacific region. Yes, it's a vast area, and for that, students, very important whenever we talk about any article related to geopolitics or even international affairs, you need to have a map in front of you, right? So, what is Indo Pacific? It's a vast area that stretches across the Indian and Pacific Oceans, and it connects countries like uh, India, Japan, United States. Yes, we also have United States and Australia. These four nations are a part of a group which is called Quad. Okay, these four countries are part of a group which is called Quad. Yes, and क्वाड क्वाड का फुल फॉर्म क्या है quadrilateral security dialogue. All right, so talking about quad, it just celebrated its 20th anniversary. Okay, uh, it yes, it celebrated its 20th anniversary of quad cooperation. And during this event, foreign ministers of these four countries, कौन सी countries? US, India, Japan, and Australia, they made an important pledge. They promised to work together to keep the Indo-Pacific region peaceful, free, and open for everyone. Now, question is, why is this important? Because the Indo-Pacific is like the heart of global trade. Yes, students, it's the हार्ट ऑफ ग्लोबल ट्रेड, क्योंकि यहाँ पर सबसे ज़्यादा शिपिंग रूट्स हैं. ऑल राइट, इस रीजन में सबसे ज़्यादा शिपिंग रूट्स हैं, मेजर शिपिंग रूट्स, और इट्स अ रीजन विथ रिच नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज. ये जो पूरा रीजन है, यहाँ पर रिच नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज है. नाउ यू माइट वंडर व्हाई फोकस ऑन दिस रीजन. वेल, countries like China are becoming more aggressive in the area. And there's growing concern about maintaining peace and stability. That's why the Quad is stepping up to ensure cooperation on issues like maritime security ho gaya, infrastructure development ho gaya, and connectivity. Yes, connectivity in this region. And here's an interesting fact. The Quad was formed, when was Quad formed? 20 years ago. Yes, 20 years ago, when these nations came together to help after the devastating 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. 2004 में, 2004 में इंडियन ओशन में सुनामी आई थी, अर्थक्वेक आई थी. उस टाइम के बाद ही क्वाड्रिलेटरल केम इनटू बीइंग. नाउ what's initially started as a disaster relief effort has now grown into a what? A major partnership, right? So the question is, what's the big deal about the Indo-Pacific? So think of it as a school playground. If one group of kids start claiming the entire area and pushes others away, it creates tension, right? So Quad countries want to ensure everyone has access to the playground, or in this case, the seas, and that the rules are fair for everyone. Which all countries, those countries which are in this region, it's the rules should be fair to them, right? तो क्वेश्चन ये है कि व्हाट डू यू थिंक कंट्रीज शुड डू टू प्रिवेंट कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स ओवर शेयर्ड स्पेसेस लाइक द ओशन, right? And students, remember, India will host the next Quad Summit in 2025. Yes, this is the first day of 2025. So happy New Year, everyone. And India will host the next Quad Summit in 2025. So, this will give India a chance to lead discussions and showcase its role as a key player, a key player in global cooperation. All right. Now, students, let's talk about something out of this world, like literally. Our second story takes us to space, where our country shine as a global leader. Just this week, Indian Space Research Organization, or ISRO is what? Our space organization, successfully deployed 10 payloads on its POEM 4 module. On its POEM 4 module. Right. Now, what is this module? What is this POEM 4 module? What is this? POEM stands for the PSLV Orbital Experimental. Yes, it stands for uh, yes, it stands for PSLV Orbital Experimental Module. All right. And it's a part of the rocket system that carries experiments into space. So, this module is like a science lab in orbit where researchers can test new technologies without launching entire satellite. Imagine uh, you have a box that lets you test your science project in space. Pretty cool, right? So, this mission called PSLV C60 PSLV C60 slash SPADEX also included contribution from some entities which is not sponsored by, which is basically not connected to government, the non government entities जैसे कुछ startups हो गई, universities हो गई. So it's a big deal because it opens the door for more private organizations. Students, we already are aware the difference between private and public organization. Now ISRO is what? ISRO is a public organization because it is supported by government, whereas we have some private organization also who are working in space industry. So this particular mission opens the door for more private organization to participate in space exploration, right? So think about it. Space exploration used to be something only governments could afford. But now, with platform like POEM, smaller companies and even schools and universities, they can send experiments into space. So it's like making space more accessible to everyone, reducing, and it is also reducing the barriers that are there. क्योंकि पहले क्या होगा, अगर किसी यूनिवर्सिटी ने डिसाइड किया कि हमें भी कुछ भेजना है स्पेस में, तो वहां पे बहुत सारे बैरियर्स थे. But with POEM, it makes the space exploration program accessible for everyone, and it reduces barriers and inspires innovation. Right? Now, to imagine, let's draw an analogy. Imagine if your school only allowed certain students to use the library. Okay, there are only certain students who are granted permission to use library, but then the school changed its rules to let everyone access books and resources. That's what ISRO is doing for space. It's creating opportunities for more people to contribute, right? And in this particular uh, space exploration program, in this particular mission, total number of uh, wait a total of 24 payloads were deployed on this mission, right? And that's like sending 24 mini science labs into space. Now, yes, 24 PS Force orbital experiment module payloads were deployed on the board. Okay, so they were 24 in number. Now, अब हमने ये आर्टिकल समझ लिया, राइट? अब हम समझेंगे why these stories are important. Both these stories show it shows us how nations are coming together to solve big problems. Whether it's maintaining peace in the Indo Pacific or advancing space technology, collaboration is the key. Yes, so let's connect the dots. The Quad's commitment to the Indo Pacific ensures that the region stay safe and open for all countries. Meanwhile, ISRO's success with POEM 4 shows how technology can help not just India but the entire world. So when countries and organizations they work together, amazing things can happen. But there are challenges too. For example, for Quad, it's about balancing power in the Indo-Pacific while avoiding conflict with countries like China. For ISRO, it's about ensuring that space exploration remains sustainable. Yes, sustainable is important and it is beneficial for everyone. All right. So before we go, let's reflect on today's stories. The world is full of what? It's full of challenges, but through teamwork and innovation, we can overcome them. And the Indo-Pacific is working to make the Indo-Pacific Quad is working to make the Indo Pacific a place of peace and prosperity. Right? Remember, whether it's on Earth or beyond, the future depends on cooperation and creativity. All right? So that's all for today's episode. Stay curious, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.